Hey, I think by now everybody knows that old adage. If you find yourself in a hole, first thing to do is stop digging. And that was me, stuck in a career that I no longer wanted to be in, playing a game I didn't want to play anymore, and then stagnating in that career because of that disinterest and disengagement that I felt. In this video, I'm going to show you what led to me quitting my career job, including the moment I actually did it. And then, where's my head at? The day after, how am I feeling? Because let's be honest, at this stage in life, it's really hard to make a decision like that and quit a career that you've spent decades building at a time when you're not quite ready to retire, but getting close. So let's have an honest conversation so that maybe you can be inspired and you can kind of think about your situation as well and give yourself a gut check. Are you ready to move on to something more exciting and interesting, or do you just want to glide the rest of the way? Let's talk about it. I'm Elliot.
And I'm Megan, and we're taking the midlife leap into a better way of living on our terms.
Join us on our journey away from the paycheck and toward living with passion and purpose in our middle years. Hey everyone, thanks for staying on. And yeah, that's the choice I face. Move into something new and interesting and fresh again, or just play it safe and glide. And I could glide. I think many people do. When you get into your 50s, early 50s, it's just about squirreling away whatever you can and not rocking the boat and just make it to retirement. And, we posted a video a few months ago now called "Is This All There Is?" that really just expressed that, honestly, a little bit of a sad feeling of, well, here I am. I'm in this doom loop now where you wake up in the morning, you don't feel excited about the day, you get to work, you do your job, you come home, you think about work, you feel anxiety for the next day. Maybe you get a couple hours of whatever it is that moves you, and then you sleep poorly because of the anxiety of the next day, and repeat and repeat and repeat, and cross your fingers that the weekend comes soon. And I don't know if I want to be that guy that just lives for the weekends. When does that child inside of you get to be who it wanted to be? Is it just on Saturdays and Sundays? Is it just for that little narrow window in the evening when you're not already exhausted? Hey, it's another YouTuber asking you to like their video or subscribe to their channel. Truth is, though, it really does help. So if you don't mind, like, subscribe. So that's where I was at. And since then, about a month ago, went into work feeling that same way. Walking up to the office, just feeling like, why am I still doing this? And then sitting down at my computer and looking at the calendar for the day and saying, I don't want to do any of this. And then I just decided today's the day. And I remember calling Megan and saying, hey, honey, this is what I'm thinking of doing. And I think I'm going to pull the pin today. And she knew where I was at. It wasn't a complete surprise. She didn't realize it was today necessarily, but we talked it through and arranged a call with my quasi boss and we talked about it. And, I did the classic, it's not you, it's me, because I have no complaints with the place I work. I just know it's where I'm at. All right. And there's what a resignation email looks like. Let's hit send on that, shall we? Done. Fortunately, I have a decent reputation, so they, tried to change my mind to an appropriate amount, made me feel good, but when you know, you know. And even as I was delivering the words that, no, I think it's time for me to move on, and no, it's not the position I'm in, changing roles is not going to fix it. It's just time for me. As soon as I'm saying those words, I could just feel the hair on my arms stand up at the thrill of what might be next. Interesting thing happened at the office today. I gave my notice. I wasn't planning to do that when I went to work this morning, but I felt compelled to. And when I sat and thought about what it would be like immediately after leaving that office for the first time, I was so excited. Yes, I could wait a little longer, but what's going to change in a little while. It will be the same story, but I'll have lost a week or 2 or 3 or a month or 2 months. So if you've already made the decision, why sit on it, right? We're only getting older. Now that I've done it, I have butterflies in my stomach. But not because of the fear of the unknown, but because of the excitement for what's ahead. For the excitement for the unknown. I would say this is a bit of a marker this day, because I will not do work that I don't want to do ever again. I think by the age of 52, you earn the right to decide what you want to do. And yeah, I don't know what's next. You could look at it as terrifying. You could look at it as scary as hell. But I just in that moment chose to look at it as, wow, what a reset this is. Now, obviously, I had to think about my obligations. I had to think about, whether we have the financial capability to support this kind of move and just this free fall for a short time. And that's something that only you can answer. But also I would say, put into the calculus, what's the cost of staying? What's the cost in your enjoyment of life? Does it outweigh cutting back for a little while? Can you just give enough time to let something else take root? That's all you're really asking for. Again, this isn't a retirement change. This is shifting gears. So I had to think about it in terms of, can I make it for a year? Can I do it for 2 years and not completely obliterate, our retirement plans? And the truth is, there's a lot of disposable income and discretionary income that you can go without. And knowing that you are working towards something fresh and new makes that does not make it feel like you're cutting back at all. But again, I would say, just think about the cost. But then here's another thing. Have faith in your skill set. I'm 52 years old, and I've been in a certain, career space for a long, long time. It's been IT and technology consulting, that kind of thing. But I also know that I am other things too. I also know that I understand business. I know that I'm pretty good at relationships. I can speak well. And so there's other skills that you have that aren't necessarily on your resume that are going to serve you in whatever is new. So I would say that at this age, understand that you have this broad range of skills, and you also probably know what is commercial now, where you can have a targeted focus and a little bit of confidence in the fact that, hey, I'm heading towards something that I know there is a need for. Take into account that at this age, you're probably more confident, you're more scrappy, you're more able to think creatively and know what works and what doesn't work. And that's a bullet in the chamber that you probably didn't have in your 20s when you have young children and you're terrified by the change because all you know is what you've done at your last job and maybe what you did at school. At this stage in life, you have a broad palette to draw from. So think about that. But anyway, this was my story, and this was my liberation day, and that was a month ago now, and I can tell you I haven't looked back. I'm excited about the future and plunging forward into whatever's next. And I hope you can find some inspiration in that and maybe do the same thing yourself. If you want to see that video, Is This All There Is? Check out the link here. Thanks.